come chase Waterfalls in Oregon's world-famous Columbia River Gorge. Then, hop across the river into Washington for a breathtaking scenic drive along the top of the gorge. You'll pass through beautiful rolling hills and meadows, take in majestic views of snow-capped Mount Jefferson, and even stop at Stonehenge. At the end of the day, return to the Oregon Trail and catch the sunset in eastern Oregon as we set the trip up for a wild and snowy finish. From Portland, head east on Interstate 84 to reach the historic Columbia River Highway. Get your first look at the river from the Vista House in Corbett before heading to 5 of the gorge's most beautiful and famous waterfalls. Afterwards, you'll cross the river at Cascade Locks, Oregon. On the Washington side, you'll drive Scenic Highway 14, a quiet 2-lane road that takes you through quaint little towns and beautiful, breathtaking scenery before winding up at the Maryhill Stonehenge. From there, head back across the river to rejoin Interstate 84, which you'll take out to eastern Oregon to reunite with the Oregon Trail and catch the sunset. It's a typical morning for Oregon in mid-February. Cold, damp, and rainy. It's the kind of weather that makes you want to curl up in front of the fire instead of slogging through the city to go hike to waterfalls. A shower in Portland is slow, but at least the traffic moves. Before you know it, you're at the exit for Interstate 84, which will take you out to the gorge. As you head to your first stop, it's easy to get caught in the mindset that bad weather will ruin your adventure, but don't despair. Once you see those falls, you'll forget all about the bad weather. Your first stop is at the scenic Vista House in Corbett. The house sits on top of a bluff that, despite being shrouded in fog, offers spectacular 180-degree views of the Columbia River. The Vista House itself has a museum inside, which was unfortunately closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Near the bottom of the hill east of the Vista House, you'll find Latourell Falls. It really needs no introduction, so just kick back and enjoy the beautiful scenery. Your next stop is at Bridal Falls. To reach it, you'll have to hike about 1/3 of a mile each way through beautiful, lush forest.
You can hear the falls. That right over my shoulder there is Interstate 84. Can't really see it, but you can certainly hear it.
Next up is Wahkeena Falls. While you can hike closer to the falls, we opted for the shorter stop and filmed it from the parking lot. In addition to the waterfall, you'll also find a beautiful cascading stream that comes down the hill straight at you. At over 600 feet tall, Multnomah Falls is both the most famous and most popular of the Columbia River Gorge waterfalls, and when you first lay eyes on it, you'll see exactly why. For a better view of Multnomah Falls, take the short hike to the bridge between the upper and lower falls. It's an easy 0.2 of a mile on a smooth paved trail. If you're feeling more adventurous, continue hiking the full mile up to the top of the falls. With a long drive ahead of us and not wanting to get completely soaked, we only hiked a short ways past the bridge. Your final waterfall is a short and sweet stop at Horsetail Falls. The falls are literally right on the side of the highway, so there's no hiking required. And when you're done, you're less than a mile from the junction to rejoin Interstate 84. Back on Interstate 84, it's just a few short miles to reach the Bridge of the Gods, where you'll cross the river into Washington. Unlike the major freeway on the Oregon side, Washington's State Route 14 is a quiet 2-lane road that takes you through quaint small towns and beautiful, breathtaking scenery. There's plenty of places to pull off, take pictures, have a picnic, or just take in the beautiful sights.
navigating around a little road closure there. What is nice is this does get us up a little higher, which actually gives us some better views of the gorge here.
Maryhill Stonehenge was the first World War I memorial erected in the United States. It is dedicated to the Klickitat County soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice in the war. And while it's important to pause, reflect, and honor those brave heroes who died for their country, don't overlook the fact that the monument is actually a replica of the original Stonehenge in England. It's even aligned to the sunrise on the summer solstice. Today, the memorial also honors the heroes who died in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and Afghanistan. And when you visit Stonehenge, make sure you don't miss the stunning vistas of the Columbia River, as well as snow-capped Mount Jefferson.
Have this feeling, haven't felt for so long. Took a hold of me.
With the gorge now in the rearview mirror, it's time to take in the beautiful scenery of Central Oregon as we part ways with the Columbia River and link back up with the Oregon Trail.
Pull me towards you and I
Columbia River and I officially part ways. So, bye, Columbia River.
Only a shot away from me to be my everything, 'cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Shot Won't let you touch me, won't let you go to my head, 'cause I know I'm dealing with the devil. But I'm standing with my heart in your hand, and I'm too deep into in this gamble. Pull me towards you, and I cannot fight it. My head's underwater, I try to disguise it. Want you to hold me, though we haven't spoken. I need that something to get me open. You are only a shot away from me to be my everything, 'cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything.
The town of Baker City was an important landmark on the Oregon Trail. It sits in the Great Sagebrush Steppe between the Rocky Mountains and the Cascades. For westbound emigrants, it was also their first view of the Promised Land. From atop Flagstaff Hill, you can see the mountains that line the edge of the Willamette Valley, where most immigrants settled to begin their new lives. Today, Flagstaff Hill also boasts some of the best wagon ruts on the entire Oregon Trail.
When I saw you on the dance floor, oh, I saw you who saw me first. I guess it's history now, and I shouldn't care, but it still hurts. I didn't realize the danger, 'cause you're the end of the rainbow. And the music.
The Interpretive Center for the Oregon Trail was closed for renovations, but at least we still got to take in a beautiful sunset.
Girl, you should wear a name tag. That's the only way that I get you. Girl, you should wear a name tag. It's too important to be your name. People gonna say when you walk by. Girl, you should wear a name tag. Lose control of myself. Can't find you anywhere. Been trying for too long. I've been fun, I'm in love. Been looking everywhere. It doesn't make sense, no. Bring it back, 'cause I need you on the dance floor. 4 a.m. and we go home. I guess it's history now.
Snow in eastern Oregon may look beautiful, but it's an ominous sign of what lies ahead on the rest of the trip as we push deeper into both the heart of winter as well as the Rocky Mountains of Idaho, Wyoming, and Colorado.
Girl, you should wear a name tag. That's the only way that I get you. Girl, you should wear a name tag. It's too important to be your name. People go insane when you walk by. Girl, you should wear a name tag. Girl, you should wear a name tag. Girl, you should wear a name tag.
On our next adventure, we visit Wyoming's Grand Teton National Park as winter bites hard. If you thought the Grand Canyon was majestic under a fresh snowfall, Grand Teton may have just said, "Hold my beer." Which park wins the battle for the grandest winterscape? Tune in next time to find out.
We are kings of the world, and tonight is our playground. We are kings of the world, and anywhere is homebound. We are kings of the world, and kings of the world.